Hello, I'm very excited to see you again in this video today. And this video, I will be addressing the issue of evergreen principles to make your relationships or marriage last forever. This video is very important to me, particularly because it's one that I've made intentionally to address a very important issue that I've observed over time, especially against the background of celebrity divorce that has now become very widespread, to the extent that some people are now beginning to think that to have broken marriages, broken relationships is now very fashionable, as though it's not possible to make relationships last forever. All over the world is now a trending subject when celebrities even come online to announce their own marital or relationship dissolution, as if it's a normal thing. And it's very important to address this because these celebrities, these very important personalities, are largely role models to some people who look up to them. As a lecturer, a life coach, and a mentor to so many. People have come to see me and say, well, I don't want to be in any relationship. I don't want to be in any serious affair. I don't want to get married. Our mentors, who are incidentally these celebrities, are not getting married anyway. Even those that are married are breaking their marriages or they are destroying their relationships. And everyone has not fallen. They are happy. So why should I get involved in any relationship? I tell you, though it's trending for people to break their relationships, break their marriages without apology, but I tell you, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous trend. Why I'm not forcing you to get into marriage or any serious relationship? It's very important to let you know it's also not all stories of woes when you have a relationship. And when you are in any marriage, for example, it doesn't mean that it cannot work. So for you that you are thinking of getting into a relationship, I'm making this video to give you professional facts that you need to know. For you that you are in a serious relationship, you that you are married, you don't need to despair. You don't need to be frustrated and think maybe if you remain in that relationship, you are doing something very wrong. Or you that you want to hold on to your relationship and you will see any of these celebrities, any of these celebrities, one of these celebrities, or any of them as your mentor, and you are thinking, well, if this person can break this marriage, why can't I break mine? I tell you, it's not the best option. I'm a sociologist, particularly. I teach sociology of the family. And as a sociologist, I have capacity and experience to contribute to this discourse because we have courses on sociology of the family, sociology of marriage, interpersonal relationships. My last video was on gender, in the context of gender-based violence, which is also within the framework of relationships. So I want to contribute professionally as an experienced sociologist who have done researches, who is relating with people of different generations, somebody who have come in contact with people, I've counseled people, I've studied relationships, I've studied marriages, and I've come to this conclusion that relationships are very important for you to maintain your mental health and achieve your life goals. Don't be taken off your feet because maybe you see so many people breaking their relationship, or they are saying it's trending to say I don't want to keep any relationship. Don't follow the bandwagon. Don't follow the trend. Don't follow the rave of the moment. Cross your heart and take your whole life seriously, depending on how you want to do it. If you don't want to get married, don't want to enter any relationship, not a problem. If you want to get married, or you want to enter a relationship, fine, not a problem. But as a scientist that I am, the most important thing for me is to give you facts. What you then do with those facts, I think, is left to you. But it's very important for me to give you, some important principles or strategies that you may have to consider. Because relationships, like I always say, there are social networks that we need to move forward, to move on in life. And as a sociologist, I know that relationships are very important. Human beings, we are social animals, so we have to relate. Well, it depends on how serious you want to look at those relationships. So number one, what are these evergreen principles to make your relationships or marriages last forever? Number one, be intentional that you want to make this marriage or relationship work. You have to determine ab initio. Don't see it as though you are catching cruise. If you want to keep a relationship and you want it to be serious, be definitive from beginning. Be intentional. Know what you are looking for and why you are entering that relationship. So if you want it to work, cross your heart and say, I want this to work, and you are ready to work it. Number two, do your research. Don't just follow I want a relationship and you just jump into it. Do your research. Find out about this person. Be involved in a relationship with somebody that you know everything about the individual. It's not just about the glamour and glitterati alone. Do your research. Find out from people that are close to him or her. Find out from the family. Find out from our social networks to know about this individual. It's good to do your research. Even in many societies, indigenous society, they have people that will be like go-between, that will go and find out about people, about the families, where those people you want to get involved in, where they are from. So you have strong information about them. So be intentional, then do your research. Then mutual respect is very important. Don't get involved in somebody that does not have any respect for you. And you have to respect your partner. Love is very important, but love is not the only thing that sustains marriages or relationships. So love is an important factor, but it's not a sufficient factor. Mind my words. Love is a necessary factor, but it's not a sufficient factor to sustain a relationship. So love is important. Well, love your partner, love your wife, love the person you are relating with. But you must have mutual respect for it. If you have somebody who does not respect you at all, that relationship cannot last. Then you must be transparent in a relationship. You must be able to know who you are getting involved with. Be transparent and be accountable. You can't own separate spaces in the same relationship. The other party does not know anything about you, or you don't know anything about the other party, and you say you are in a relationship. It's not going to work. There must be transparency that you can see through each other. There must be accountability, financially, time-wise, relationship-wise. Everything must be open. And you must be ready to give account of everything. When accountability is demanded in your relationship, you must be open enough to be able to be accountable. And you must be transparent. At the same time, there must be forgiveness. Forgive and forget is very important in a relationship. You don't just hold on somebody, your partner, your person you are relating with has offended you 20 years ago. You are still referring to it. And that's how you did the last time. You are always doing that. No. Be quick to forgive in a relationship. If you still want to be in it, then you have to forgive. And you cannot begin to refer to past things that have gone so far. You have to be able to move on. Once you are forgiven, once you are determined that, okay, this relationship is important to you, you must be able to forgive. Then try to apologize. There is no way. Sociologists will always say that you cannot have peace as piece of the symmetry. If two of you, or all of you that you are in a relationship, you are still living, you are still together, and you want to make that relationship work, then there must be conflict, not crisis. Meanwhile, there must be disagreement. That shows the relationship is still healthy. When you have a relationship that there is no longer conflict, then there's a problem. But the important thing is that once you have that conflict, you must resolve it quickly. You must resolve it and move on. Learn from it. From that conflict, every conflict will teach you a lesson. You learn from it. And also, trust is very important. Trust each other. Please, I beg you, as a professional that I am, I've never seen any relationship that is enjoyable, that is long-lasting, without trust. Anybody you cannot trust, don't go into that relationship. Be sure that you can trust this person. Objective trust, not blind trust. That person must have been able to be transparent. It's not only about me because this person is so rich, he's so handsome, he's so beautiful. No, trust is very important. Somebody you cannot trust, you cannot love, and you cannot relate with, you cannot get married to, you cannot enter a relationship with, there will be crisis down the line. A relationship without trust is a disaster going somewhere to happen. I can assure you, trust is very important. Then say no to infidelity. I've seen one of the very common reasons why people break their relationship and marriage is infidelity. You need discipline to keep marriages. If you are not ready for it, don't go into it. Don't go into any relationship you are not ready to pay the prices. Say no to infidelity. If you have a partner or a boyfriend or husband or wife who is still engaged in infidelity, sit down and discuss it. No to infidelity. I assure you, it will not last long because you will always be heartbroken. Try as much as possible to say no to infidelity and let your partner be committed to that too. So that also talks about trust. So infidelity, no. And say no to gender-based violence. My last video was on gender-based violence. One of the common reasons marriages break, relationships break, is due to infidelity. Infidelity and gender-based violence. Abusive partner is a dangerous partner. Don't commit gender-based violence and don't be a recipient on gender-based violence. It is very important. Then always communicate. Communication is very important. If you have any concern, sit your partner down. Sit your husband. Let your husband be seated. Let your wife be seated. Let your boyfriend or your girlfriend be seated. I'm using the boyfriend and girlfriend in case you are still courting or you are still dating. Sit as frequently as possible and communicate. Communication is very important. This video is very important because there are so many empty shell marriages. With these empty shell marriages, we call this kind of marriages or relationship as marriages who are just being made up. They're just making over. But they don't have any commitment anymore. Because another point is that commitment is very important in relationship. You have to be committed to each other. You've got to be committed. If you're not committed to somebody, you're not committed to the relationship, then it's empty. It's not worth it. You have to be sacrificial. Somebody you want to say you are in a relationship with, there must be sacrifices. You must be able to share. If you cannot sacrifice, not blind sacrifices, you are sacrificing because you know this person will do the same for you 20 times over, 100 times over. So you have to be sacrificial. You must be sure, this is a very important point, your goals, your life aspirations must converge. You must be able to discuss your goals. If you don't have the same goal, if you don't have same goals and strategies, and say, well, guy, my friend, my husband, my wife, my partner, this is where I'm headed in life. I'm traveling this direction in life. And you cannot agree on that direction and that destination. Then the strategies through which you want to achieve the destination and life goals. Then that relationship is as good as disaster right from the beginning, ab initio. So your goals must be able to align. That's when you then embark on this journey. That's why it's commonly said that if you want to go far, if you want to go far, you must have to go with somebody. But if you want to go fast, well, you may be able to go alone, but far is better than just empty fastness. So your goals must align. You must be able to have identical life aspirations. And you must be ready to support and assist each other on this journey. So no infidelity, no selfishness. You must be able to give all. If you cannot give all to any relationship, and be sure that your partner, the other person, is ready to give all, then it's not going to work. Then there must be companionship. Even though you keep long distance relationship, which is possible, the technology has made things easier. You can chat, you can call, you can do video call, you can do a number of platforms are not available. Sociologically, we can use the intensity of your relationship and your keeping in touch as a measure of the health and sanity of that relationship. You know, before the advent of a democratization of information gateway through social media, we look at personal interaction. But sociologically now, we can look at the intensity of your usage of social media or technology to keep in touch. At the same time, you must be able to keep company and visit as regularly as possible, even if you keep long distance relationship. So contact communication, whether through digital platforms or through physical means, you know, these contacts are very important. They reassure. Also, be sure that you keep your secret in your relationship. Don't let your secret be all over. That's why this is very important. Because from my research, a lot of the relationships that are broken, many of them, started to have problems at the point where the whole world knows about those relationships. And that's why you see a lot of social media, a lot of celebrity problems, marriages or relationships are having problems because they are so much on social media. Everybody is saying everything about the relationship or about the marriage. So don't expose your relationship to social media. Too many people at embryonic stage. And even when relationship has matured, try to know what to put on social media and what you don't put on social media, because people will say things. People can fabricate things that will cause problems in those relationships, and those marriages. So keep what is private, and what is public, but be guided on what goes public, and be mindful of third party. Don't just listen to what everybody is saying. Be original in your relationship, and you will be fine. You will be fine. So let love also be involved, and at the same time, all that I have mentioned, they are very important. I do sincerely believe that your relationship can last forever, can last a lifetime. Your relationship doesn't need to break. You need relationship to remain sane also. Don't mind those people that are saying relationship, they can live without any serious relationship, they can just be on their own. It's a lie. Many of them, I'm not saying it's not possible, but they do miss something. They may not tell you. They miss something. Relationships are not problematic. It's people that are problematic. Relationships are social capital that you can activate to make your life more meaningful. So because celebrities are breaking their relationships, they are breaking their marriages, they are just going on social media, and it appears as if the trending thing or the most important thing is to collapse your relationship or collapse your marriage. And that gives the impression that marriages or relationships can never work. It's a lie. It can work. And I assure you, you are going to enjoy your relationship. Follow these life-changing, lifelong, evergreen relationships. Tips that I've given. These principles of relationship that will sustain your relationship forever. Follow them, and you will definitely have assurances and results that will convince you that your relationship or your marriage does not need to break. Until I see you in the next video, like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. I wish you well, and I see your relationship and your marriages succeeding excellently. Bye for now.